All right, what's up, guys? About to do a quick trade breakdown. I told myself that I was gonna publish at least one video on both of the channels. So if you guys don't know, published a shitty video on Ayor, uh, trash gameplay. I mean there are some funny moments on there, but definitely go check that out if you do like games. I'll be doing a lot of funny stuff on the channel. But here it's strictly just business and motivational, whatever. But I'm about to do a quick trade breakdown, so let's get to it. So first trade, and these were terrible trades. So let's let me point that out. These were terrible trades. So first trade was on let me go. What was that? Enter. So first trade was, where was it? I'm just talking about over the past break. So for me, first trade was here. I saw a form of support off of this wick, especially when it rejected here. It came, broke through, retested, rejected, and was rejecting off of the zone. So when it came back down to here, I was thinking in my head like, oh, okay, this is probably gonna go up. So I used the indicator that I custom built, um, like I said, to take the trade, and my entry was right around here. Um, was actually right here, spot on. My stop loss was below the swing low, and my intentions were holding the trade, like in general, because I'll actually go back and show some trades, but I would have a 2 to 6, excuse me, and then I was planning on averaging in, which I actually did. I had about half a Bitcoin. Was it half? No, excuse me, I'm tripping. I had 0.25 worth of a Bitcoin at that point in time around here. But I've known that Bitcoin was going up for a long time, and because I'm an impatient uh, person, we'll go with that. Because I'm an impatient person, I just ended never holding the trade. So this is a trade that I caught. I actually moved my stops, but my stops was at the swing low. So let me not cap, but like I had a $61 stop loss. But my stops was down here, and I was think that was like a 0.10. I probably at most, and I probably averaged in. Some of these positions I don't even uh what's it called, remember if I averaged it or not, but I'm pretty sure I did. Here's another trade. Here's another trade that I took. Um, so like I said, I've known Bitcoin was going up for a while now, and I've known like going in was a good idea for a long ass time. Like here, you see me closing trades mad early for no reason. So here's a trade where I regret the most. I had probably half a Bitcoin at that point. Excuse me. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. I probably had half a Bitcoin at this point. Like probably around here is when I had half a Bitcoin, and I fucking closed it. I fucking closed it. I fucking closed it. And then this trade right here, actually, look at this nonsense. My dumbass, I literally move. I'm gonna have to bleep out this. Oh my goodness. I literally moved my stops to break even when I saw the candle, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, right? Boom, comes to stop me out right here. Where was it? Somewhere around here. And the next thing you know, next couple candles, it goes up, straight up, and that's just like, oh fuck. So I'm trying to stop cursing, but that don't look like it's gonna be working. It's just, I was about to say January. It's December 31st, 2020. It's 10:37 where I'm at right now. Um excuse me, hold on. Sorry about that. These are different trades that I've taken on Bitcoin. I'm supposed to be reviewing the trades this week, but going off a tangent real quick. Boom, different trades, different say trades. I don't think that my trades are bad or I'm a bad trader per se. I think that I have patience problems. I think I'm a very impatient individual. But so I'm actually trying to take an account from $150 and flip it. I'm actually negative because of these trades that I'm about to go over. I think I'm at like 140. So like no, like $13. So like 139. Yeah, right. Am I bugged? Am I bugging? Uh, yeah. All right, 38. So, next trade. Let's take this off. So, my first one that I went over was here. So, overall, what I like to do is I look at the higher time frame. So, okay, we know it's been consolidating, but we do know that when we go on the weekly time frame, we have wick rejections from this zone. So then I hop down to the daily time frame. Same thing, wick rejections, wick rejections. Um, and then when I was on the higher time frames, I had my cluster indicator that I put together, um, showing signs of downtrend, especially on the 4 hour time frame. So when I was looking at it initially, I was like, all right, boom, break and retest. This is a zone right here that I could see being respected. I don't like all these. I don't like all these lines. They irritate me. I prefer clean charts, but I think this is when I was back testing. But um, what was I saying? Oh, I was looking at a break and retest for the zone. So when I started looking at a break and retest, I started to go in the lower time frame to see if I see my clusters and my setups printing, and I ended up seeing it around here, but I didn't really pay attention until it got here, and by then I didn't want to take part in the trade. Um, hold on, where is it? I was looking to get in around the break of here. Excuse me, I probably would have set my stops to the high, so 37 pips. And I most definitely would have targeted the lows. So first target would have been here, second target here, third target, and fourth. So, and it's actually sitting around the second target. So then if I had initially got in when I was supposed to off of this engulfing tweezer candle setup, that's a 8-1. Missed it. It is what it is. Looking for next year, I got a lot of studying to do. But looking to next year to try and take this account before I leave. I'll discuss leaving in another video and what that is related to. Here's the next trade. I didn't take this, but I set it up on the chart. So, like I said before, support zone, and then when it came back and retested within the same zone, because it was like right here. Where is it? Yeah, boom. When I saw that all these candles were like smooth and flat all together, I was like, yeah, that's weird. So I had identified that as my support zone, and then when it came back and retested, I was looking for it to reject off of the support zone, and then I was gonna get my entry. So my initial entry was on the 30-minute time frame, which was right around here. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. 30-minute time frame. First stops here, and just to target the highs. So that's a 1 to 5.8, and then could have had a second entry over here, but I probably would have averaged in considering I'm trying to flip the account. And then we'll go over the trade that pissed me off the absolute most out of every trade that I analyzed. All right, so this was 28, 19, 30. I had gotten all the confluences. I can't remember why I didn't take this trade, especially when it came back down to the zone and tapped it. I was like, yo, looking back on it, hindsight is 2020. Looking back on it, I definitely could have taken this trade. But what I was afraid of was because I was afraid that this could have still been the downtrend. Because if you pay attention to the daily time frame or the weekly time frame, it's been on an overall downtrend. And I know the market does not move off of trend lines, but if you look at the trend lines, it's kind of been rejecting off of these zones. Not to say just because that's why, but that's identification zone, if that makes sense, or identification point. So what I was a little nervous for was it rejecting off of this zone like it did here, which I believe I caught. Um, if I wasn't still trading up. Oh yeah. I remember this one. Where was it? Here it was. I ended up having a 2-to-1. I was in a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Like I ended up catching the candle literally right here as it's rejecting. I got my 2-to-1 and I did not close, and it came back to bite me in the ass. This is another trade closed prematurely, but let's focus on this other one. Getting off task again. Entry currently would be sitting at like I said, trying to flip an account. So whether it's a scalp or swing trades, which is probably what I'm gonna start to do more of, is swing trades. So then that way I can stack my trades. That'd be a 6-to-1, right? So I'm gonna mark some of these off, so then that way I can add it up. And I'm risking 5 to 10% for this account, maybe sometimes 20, maybe 30, but I'm trying to keep it under 20. So for the most part, 10%. Where was this one? Oh, here it was. So off the first day, my entry was off of here. My entry was hold on. My entry was off of here. Stop loss to the swing low to target the highs. So if it broke this high, then I was gonna move my targets to even higher. But looking as it rejected off of here, I don't think I would have closed it at this point. So I maybe would have closed as it's coming down. Either would close as it's coming down and then potentially got a re-entry, or I just would have waited. But the one that I actually identified for trade potential was this one. So I had looked at it this way. With this wick rejection here, these two, I was like, this is a zone. And then when you look at it this way, from here, it's also a zone. So I was just looking at it as a rejection zone. Not to say that that's why, but that's what I had identified it as. So then when I went on my Fibonacci, which, listen, I'm really trying to shy away from using standard things that most people use, most retail traders use. I'm trying to shy away from them. And one of those things is Fibonacci. So I'm trying to shy away from using it a lot less, because that's what I used to use primarily as of like a couple months ago. But as over the course of years of me developing my own strategy, I'm now starting to find more success. I'll have to go in depth about that whole thing. And yeah, I missed this trade. That was the highest was a 1-to-4. Probably would have exited somewhere around the 1-to-3. Or maybe I'd still be in the trade. Actually, speaking of this, I might have to get in. You know what's interesting enough? I had gotten an alert from what was it? Here, and I was like, oh, this could be a potential short. Excuse me. This could be a potential short. I could look for it. And then when it started to pass down, I was like, all right, maybe I'll take this. I ended up obviously not taking it, but I'll probably buy off the zone again. Because if you look at the daily time frame, it's just been going up. Look at the weekly time frame, it's actually coming up into a zone. So it could reject off of this. It just depends. We'll see how that goes. So next one, we'll go to the next one. This is actually probably the second one that pisses me off the most that I did not take. My first entry, it's the same thing with GJ. Same thing. Looking at the higher time frames, I was like, okay, this could be a downtrend, but regardless of how I seen it over the course of a couple of years, for the past 280 days, it's been going up. So I was like, this is probably just an uptrend, and I'll just have to trade it either until it gets into the zones or until the trend actually starts to completely shift. And I mean like 2 weeks worth of shifting. So I just started trading into the upside, So when I went down to the daily time frame, excuse me, when I went down to the daily time frame, started marking off my zones, and then as I got lower, I started deleting them. So I had zones here, zones, what was it? Yeah, zones here, and then I went down to my 1 hour time frame, identified the trend, identified a very clear, in my opinion, to me, very clear break and retest zone or structure zone. So you have, you see, it even goes all the way back here, and I'm not gonna force it because this is all the way right here is a little bit of a stretch, but here reject off the zone, broke through, retested the zone, came back, retested, broke through, retested the zone, dropped down, broke through, retested the zone, broke through, retested, and that's why I was like, all right, boom. I'm getting entry signals off of here, so this is probably my entry. So as you see it right here, and I was mimicking where the candle opened at, and where I literally saw it, which was, where was it? Right here, where the candle opened at. Stop loss below the low, and I had my clusters going off. That's a 1-7. That's actually not even the highest. Let's see. 1-7, 1-8. Yeah, 1 at 1.8 is actually the highest that would have been at. All right, cool. It happens. It is what it is. My hair is still wet. All right, so next one, you flipping J. Look at this nonsense. This is the trade that I entered, or I entered Bitcoin and then this one. This is the trade that I entered, and I was stacking my trades crazy. So listen, if anybody can tell, like a blind dog could be able to tell this is a downtrend, regardless of if it's at support or not. I didn't necessarily feel that this weekly support was enough for it to start shifting off of here. Like I could definitely be wrong, but I personally felt that it'll probably come down to this zone before it'll start rejecting and start shifting trend. Because this is a weekly candle, and then when you go down to the daily time frame, it's the same thing. I don't personally think market makers could definitely prove me wrong, but we'll see how that goes. I'll be looking to start taking buys down here, or maybe if I'm taking small scalps, but I don't really like trading against the trend because it actually I do need to show that trade that I did take against the trend. So that's on S&P, so I'll have to go over that. So my identification for this trade was structure. Structure here, retest, breakthrough, retest, final retest. So we'll go down to the lower time frame. I'm trying to make this fast. I think this video is 18 minutes. Oh my fucking goodness. I was trying to make this shit 5 minutes. I'm gonna have to redo this goddamn video, bruh. 18 minutes. I'm over here chitting chatting. But what's it called? So real quick. Like I said, it was trading off of structure, and then I was getting cluster formations off of the highs. So then I just entered the trade and started stacking. I ended up moving my stops to right here and continued to stack the trade. So those trades that had stops had a 1-8, and I was gonna target the lows. Like I had already set my trade. I was like, yo, when it come down here, that's my TP. That's when I'm getting out, and I'm gonna continue stacking trades all the way down. I actually looked at this short right here, and then this long. That's interesting, but I end up I end up closing it. So I'll briefly explain why I closed it. But this fucking video is 20 minutes, dude. What the flip? All right, so when I noticed that these candles started rejecting on the 1 hour and a 30 minute. I was in the 4 hour. I was like, yo, I don't know if this is right now, because structure sometimes can come back to bite you in the ass, especially if you misread something. So I was thinking maybe this could have been a potential break and retest for this zone for it to continue up, basically proving what I had said earlier about it going to a different zone and then moving up. So then I was like, okay, so I closed it. And then I went to sleep. I closed the trade at 7:30 a.m. 7:30 a.m. Literally by 7:30, by 7:45, 8, by 8 o'clock, it started to move down. So 30 minutes later, after I closed the trade and went to sleep, it started to go in my direction. I would have actually flipped the account 100%. The risk that I had on at that time, I would have flipped the account. But it is what it is. That's a quick trade breakdown. There's definitely more stuff to come on this channel, especially about trading, financials, investings, anything like that. I'll definitely be documenting a lot of my journey to success on this channel. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy. Happy holidays. Peace out.
Bye. Have a great time.